All right, we're going to get started. Good evening, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Fitzsimons, and it's my pleasure to serve as Vice President of Leadership and Engagement at LEAD San Diego, where one of my absolute favorite things is this program, Advance. We launched Advance 4 years ago to address the gender gap in the C-suite and the boardroom by equipping, empowering, and connecting women leaders to reach the highest levels of their careers. This year was an incredibly challenging one for everyone, when the ways we worked and schooled and socialized just broke open and all of us were forced to adapt and recreate. These women are an incredible, inspiring group who have weathered so much this year, but who have, despite all of that, shown up consistently, ready to learn and grow and create the lives that they envision for themselves and create the change they want to see within themselves, their organizations, and our community. And for me, this group has been so wonderful, has just nourished me through such a challenging year. They uplift and inspire me every time I'm with them. They are so brilliant, they're innovative, they're compassionate and courageous. So welcome to our graduation of our advanced class of 2020. We have very special people in attendance today, family and friends watching on Facebook Live. And here on this Zoom, we have our volunteer mentors who have devoted much time and care to these women over the last several months. A huge thank you to our mentors. And pulling off this program for 7 months would not be possible without our lead team, Lorraine Kaler, Kim Wynn, and Samantha Beck. Thanks to the team for supporting this wonderful group of women. And really, we could not have launched this program or continued to grow it without the support of our president and CEO, Jerry Sanders, who has been a champion of Advance since its beginning and always a champion of women in leadership. Please welcome Jerry Sanders.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth. And I appreciate the fact all of you are graduating tonight. I think it's really exciting. And out of all of our programs, I think Advance is probably my favorite just because I've got daughters and one of them's been through this and it changed her life. And she still is in touch with most of the people in her class, and it's giving her the courage and the knowledge to move up in her organization. So it's really been a favorite of mine. I'd like to start by recognizing and thanking the LEAD board members in attendance. Many also serve as mentors. So with our board, we have our board chair, Robin Toft. We have our vice chair, Idara Oginsaju, and board members, Jessica Abo, Kimberly Phillips-Bohm, Nikki Clay, Gerardo Godinez, Chanel Hawken, Erica Opstead, Carrie Pelters, Tim Shields, and Joe Sturdivant. So thank all of you for being here and showing the interest in Advance and all of the LEAD programming. We really appreciate it. And since you're staying here late tonight, we're going to have our board meeting and our executive session tomorrow morning early, just to make sure you don't get too comfortable. Of our 4 LEAD programs, Advance is it's special. I think we are really reaching out, and we're bringing in women business and community leaders and executive coaches and leadership experts to women who are seeking to reach the highest level of their careers. We knew we had something special with Advance when our applications kept growing and growing, and they continue to grow and grow. And we've expanded twice to meet the need. So we know we've got a program that is meeting the needs of a big part of our business and a big part of the women in our business. We need more women in executive positions. We need more women CEOs and more women on boards and commissions. And it's not just the right thing to do. It's good for business and good for our economy. Organizations that are driven by diverse and gender balanced leadership are more nimble, more innovative, and more profitable. So I just want to congratulate all of you again. I know that this has been a long 7 months with everything else you're doing, but we're really proud of you and hope that this will help you in your careers. And with that, I'll turn it over to Christina Chadwick.
Hi, thank you, Jerry. It's only fitting that you would introduce me because you gave me my first professional opportunity, and I did the first inaugural advanced class with your daughter. So it's a real honor to be here today. So thank you very much, Jerry. And hello to all of you. My name is Christina Chadwick. I'm the Assistant Deputy Director for the Park and Recreation Department. And as I mentioned, I am a graduate of the LEAD San Diego Advanced Inaugural Program and the Impact Class of 2008, which is seems like a really long time ago, as well as a political course that was offered a couple years back. So it's a real honor to be here tonight to congratulate all of you and to celebrate your accomplishments on your graduation from this important course. Advance marks a really important milestone in your professional journey as you become better managers, bosses, and leaders in the workplace. I think that this course is such an incredible job of bringing women from all walks of life together to support one another as we climb the corporate ladder and work really hard to increase the amount of female voices that we have at the table. And I think that there's no better time to participate in a class like this because there's really no better time to be a female. We have a female vice president elected for the first time. We have a record number of women who are applying, or excuse me, who are running for office and winning, just as Jerry mentioned. And we have, a remarkable number of capable and competent women who are in C-level positions across the region doing really important jobs for really amazing organizations. So for the first time, it really does feel like we are being heard and our contributions are being valued. But that doesn't mean that our work stops here. We have so much more to do. And I have just a few examples. You know, California may be home to the first female vice president and the first Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi. But when it comes to statewide politics in particular, California really lags behind other states. We have more than half of the states have had a female governor in previous years, and California never has. So that's somewhere where we can really increase our, where we can really improve. The pandemic in particular is also disproportionately affecting women, as we all know. Jobs, income, promotions that women are losing as a result of the coronavirus have been characterized by economists as being the nation's first female recession, which is really scary. And so I believe the single most important thing that we can all do right now, and the way that we can leverage the skills that you learn in this class, is to keep women working, whether that's more childcare options, more paid sick leave, greater work from home flexibility. These are things that each of us can do right now in our workplaces to help women stay at the table and to hold on to that progress that we've made over so many years. So I am really proud to say that even before the pandemic, the city of San Diego, where I work, was taking actions to try to tackle some of these challenges. Employee benefits have been enhanced to support working parents. The city of San Diego was, in fact, one of the first cities in California to provide 4 weeks of paid leave to both men and women in the same household who either adopt a child or have a child, which is huge. As many of you probably know, we have strengthened policies to provide workforce accommodations for maternity leave and to give employees more flexibility. And then beyond, and some other things that we're doing right now beyond benefits and employee benefits, is we are working on a compensation disparity study to ensure that all employees are compensated fairly across the board for the work that they do. We have a disparity study in contracting that is, the goal of that is to increase diversity so that the candidates that are seeking these bids for city work are being shared equitably, whether that's a female-owned business or a minority-owned business, and so many other things, obviously including the career development and the tuition reimbursement and things like that, classes like this that help women scale the ladder and get promoted. So I'm really happy to see colleagues like mine, like Alif Seton from Engineering and Capital Projects, and the San Diego Police Department Senior Property Manager, Beverly Harris, who are representing our organization this year. These women have really cool and exciting jobs, and the city of San Diego is a really excellent place to work. So, I'm working with Alif right now to restore the historic Botanical Building in Balboa Park and to provide park amenities for communities across our city. So I would just like to say that I invite all of you that if you're looking for a new career opportunity, please look to the city of San Diego, because we have some exciting things happening here, and we really are an excellent organization and a place to be, particularly for women. So thank you for the work that you do, and thank you for doing this course. The city of San Diego is really proud to be a sponsor, and you're all examples of leadership, and I wish you the best of luck. So thank you.
Okay, hi, I'm gonna jump in. Hello. My name is Nikki Matosian, and I am a 2019 LEAD Advanced graduate, so just last year, and I am currently serving as a Community Relations Manager for the city of Carlsbad. Just echoing everyone else's comments, congratulations. I think that you have an extra pat on your back because you chose to stick with this program during a global pandemic, and that is no easy task. So I definitely give a bravo to you all for choosing to stick with this and investing in yourself. It's really a great program that I am still reaping the benefits from a year later. And so when I started Advance, I was working actually with Christina Chadwick over at the city of San Diego. And when I ended Advance, I actually moved over to the city of Carlsbad. And both are two great organizations who recognize the value and the strength of women in leadership. And especially Carlsbad's support of 3 scholarships is a testament to that support. So it's really awesome to see Sheila and Cindy and Aaron, and whether you are in their immediate groups or not, I hope you get a chance to meet them and just learn about the amazing things that they're doing in their leadership roles here with the city of Carlsbad. And even also looking at our larger organization with Carlsbad, it's really cool to see that out of our leadership positions, nearly half are led by women. And they're for really cool departments. They're for IT, for public works and infrastructure, for utilities, and for HR. So to see women lead in those areas for the city has been really inspiring, and just something to learn from them, and seeing that, it doesn't matter what kind of crazy topic it is, like these are women who are leading these really important areas for our city. So also, even from the top down, our city manager, Scott Chadwick, who I get to work with, I'm so fortunate to work with him. He sees the value of mentorship, of leading women and supporting them, and coaching and skill building. He's a LEAD graduate himself, and I'm one of the lucky people in a network that has been able to learn from him directly. I've benefited from his mentorship, and I was fortunate that I actually got to be paired with him as my mentor last year, which just opened up so many amazing opportunities now with me here with the city of Carlsbad. And so encouragement to stick with your mentors, stick with the people who are in your groups, either in your immediate cohort and small groups or beyond, because just that relationship building is so valuable. And just kind of just looking at just some encouragement, it's just so cool to see that as graduates of this program, we are coming out of this with so many new tools in our toolbox. We're accomplishing things like starting that blog or that podcast. We're getting that raise, that promotion, that new job. We're having those difficult conversations with people in our workplace, and we're showing our leadership and our maturity in those areas. And we're having the confidence to speak up because we have something valuable to bring to the table. And you've heard it before, even as recent as today, earlier, but you have value, and I just encourage you to own it. You have to do it first because no one else can and no one else will. So be your advocate, know your strengths, know what you bring to the table, and own it. I encourage you to reference your notes often. Again, I've just had my notebook and I've brought it with me to the city of Carlsbad, and it's just nice to kind of go through that and put into practice and find those opportunities to take what I've learned and put them into practice. And honestly, it's not going to go perfect all the time, definitely from experience, but that's the thing. Be proud of yourself for even putting putting yourself out there, for applying yourself, putting it into practice, because you're just going to get better. And practice comes with perfect practice. So keep going. Like Christina said, we have a lot to do in our workplaces. We have a lot to do in our communities, in our nation, in our world, and it starts with us. So congratulations.
Thank you so much, Christina and Nikki, both for your city's generous support of Advance, and really for all what you do personally for this program. You're such great ambassadors and such wonderful supporters, and I really thank you. And it's great that you're here. Thank you for making time for us. We can tell you all about what a special thing we have with Advance and what inspiring women we have in this program, but it's better if you see for yourselves. So tonight we have 3 members of our 2020 Advance class who are going to spend a few minutes with us sharing their stories. They are Alondra Alvarado, Latinx membership specialist with Girl Scouts of San Diego, Lieutenant Arabia Shanklin, Manpower Analyst for the U.S. Navy, and Danielle Prince, Operations Director for Access Youth Academy. And I'm going to invite them to speak in that order, beginning with Alondra.
Buenas noches a todas y todos, and thank you for this opportunity to share with you this part of my leadership journey called Advance Program. It started back in April, the night of my birthday. I received an email from my mentor, Lydia Martinez, inviting me to apply for this program. She told me she thought of me when they asked her to identify qualified women for this year's cohort. I remember reading it and thinking that I wouldn't describe myself as qualified, and I didn't want to apply. I thought a lot about it and decided to apply, but only because it was Lydia telling me to do it. I got into the program and received a scholarship for it. Thanks to all of you that have donated to this program, I wouldn't be able to do it if I didn't receive this financial support. During the first informal virtual meeting and first session, I looked through the Zoom gallery and I could tell I was surrounded by strong and confident women, and I wasn't feeling like a fit for the program. The same month, George Floyd was killed, which provoked difficult conversations around social justice. I went, probably as many of you, through a phase where I was opening my eyes to a reality that was even worse than I thought it was. Racism and social injustice were normalized as part of our lives. I was exhausted of speaking up, disappointed in people that I thought were different, and worried that I was going to blow out everything, since I could see my hands shaking and hear my voice trembling every single time that I was about to go into a meeting or start a conversation where I knew I had to speak up and express my disagreement with racist behaviors. Suddenly, something magical started happening in July's session. The first guest speaker was Amy Fawcett, Chief of Staff of Mayor Falconer. She was brave enough to show us her human side. Her experience on the last couple of months made me reflect on my own experience. That session felt like it was made for me. Between Idara Oginsaju from Kaiser Permanente, Ken Barnes from Options for All, and our dear Elizabeth Fitzsimmons, they made me see that being nervous about speaking up was an amazing thing because it means I really care. The next day, a fellow participant, Tessa Norton, reached out to me to share some ideas that have worked for her in the past at work, and that's when I started feeling embraced by my new support group. Now I can certainly say there's an Alondra before July 2020 session and an Alondra after. If that wasn't good enough, that's the month where when I met my advanced mentor, Erika Obster, Senior VP, National Manager of Community Affairs at US Bank. A woman with such title, was I smart enough to keep a conversation with her? And then there she was, with a huge smile, a woman that loves mermaids and superheroes. She was a human just like me. After that, everything just flowed. I decided I didn't care if I was a fit for this program. I was going to absorb the mind of every single speaker and go for every professional development opportunity that I faced from that day on. During this program, I applied for a job 2 levels higher than my current one. I didn't get it, but I didn't care. I proved to myself that I'm capable of doing a very good interview, even when my legs are shaking. I can say without fear of being mistaken that a higher force out there put this program on my path this year because it knew I was going to need it. I heard from so many powerful women all their professional and personal struggles they are going through, and realize there's not a lot that makes me different from them. I feel stronger now, invincible, if I may say. I wouldn't like to end without thanking all the speakers. Gracias for teaching me how to train to run some of the marathons that life will bring, to remind me that the goal is not to be the first one, but to cross the finish line. Thank you to LEAD's Board of Directors and to Elizabeth Fitzsimmons and Lorraine Kaler for all the professionalism and kindness you treated us with. Thank you, Erica, for taking me under your wing. I know our relationship would end after this program because you won't get rid of me easily. Gracias, mi Lidia, for strongly believing in me and seeing in me qualifications that I can see. Lastly, gracias to my partner, Arnulfo Manriquez, for loving me the way you do, to my family and friends for all your support, and God for being there for me always. Gracias y buenas noches.
Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Alondra. Next up is Arabia.
Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? That's a tough act to follow. Alondra, that was beautiful. But I want to thank you all for this opportunity, and I hope we're all at peace as we go into this journey with me. I want to give you a little background on me, just so you understand my perspective when I was entering this advanced course. So I'm originally from Ohio. My mom, she's an immigrant from Jamaica, and she earned her citizenship through the Air Force. So I ended up going to the Naval Academy in Annapolis and commissioning as a surface warfare officer. And for those who don't know, that's like a warship driver, except for we don't really drive the ship. We give the orders for the people to drive the ship. And I was so fortunate to be able to lat transfer into the human resource community within the Navy. And upon me lat transferring, I was stationed at Navy Region Southwest. You can see it, it's right across from the USS Midway. When you're down on Harbor Drive, it's a big, beautiful new building. And so for my advanced sisters, Alicia Crawford, the other lieutenant who spoke in the session today, she recommended me apply to this program. And upon checking in, of course, I was nervous. I didn't want to ask for much, you know, when you first check into a new command, but I received the biggest support, and I couldn't have been more thankful. And then, ladies, we began to embark on this journey. So for me as an active duty officer with only 16% women in the Navy, I had never honestly had the opportunity to learn and grow with such dynamic and extraordinary, talented civilian women. So all the stories that were shared with me made me such a greater person and gave me such a greater perspective on life. And then when we had to, sorry, distraction. My husband just popped in. But as we had to determine who we wanted as a mentor, we had to put in our requests. And it was important for me to get a mentor that could see behind me being a military woman. I needed someone, because I had never really gotten the opportunity to work with civilians, was to have a match with a woman who could understand me. And of course, I was matched with the wonderful Yenny. She's a life coach, and she's here repping us all for those who had Yenny as a mentor. And she was able to, oh my goodness, everything happening at once. So she was able to open up my eyes and substantially increase my self-awareness and my emotional intelligence, and just remain encouraged as we go through life's up and downs within the professional and personal realm. And then this leads me back to advance. So Advance has been able to not only inspire my ambitions, but they made the impossible attainable, because I've received the encourage through your stories, ladies, to try out different ventures. And I shared with you that I try my hand part-time with acting, and through your stories, I was encouraged to pursue that life and balance it with my professional career in the Navy. And I thank you all for it. But I say all that to say, with all the tools that we've been given through all these remarkable speakers, sisters, be encouraged to implement those tools, those tips, those perspectives, and start working that psychological magic. Start fighting those battles and start striving for everything that you've ever wanted, because I felt even more encouraged and had life-altering changes through this program. So I thank you, Elizabeth, and all my Advanced sisters and the San Diego Chamber members, but I appreciate you all. Thank you.
We appreciate you too, Arabia. Thank you. You are an inspiration. Danielle.
Hi, everyone. Well, I'd like to start by saying that although I would have loved to have spent our presentation days in person with you, this program came along at just the right time in my life. When we started back in May, I knew I needed a change in my life, but I could feel something was holding me back, and I couldn't figure out how to get past it. After a few months into our program, I realized that what was holding me back was fear. Fear of not living my best life, fear of not serving my passions, and fear of not being good enough. So starting off each monthly session, hearing her stories was inspiring. They showed me that success comes in many packages, looks different to each of us, and rarely came without struggles. I started looking at my own story and recognizing my growth, my talents, my strengths, and my successes. And each of those things came with an uphill climb. Sometimes it was a small hill and sometimes it was a large mountain, but each climb made me stronger, and this program helped me to realize that. As I reflect back on these 6 months, I think my biggest takeaway will be my aha moments. I always had a pen and paper in front of me in case there was something said that clicked for me. It could have been an idea, a suggestion, or an affirmation. And after each session, I would jot these things down in my journal. And I ended up with 15 pages of words of wisdom in my journal that I can refer back to if I'm ever feeling like I need a pick-me-up. I loved these aha moments because with each one, it sent my brain on a reset, pushed me to approach concepts from a new point of view. I have appreciated our many discussions in the main room and in breakout rooms to learn from all of you as well, to hear your points of view and listen with an open heart. I needed to be part of these conversations that we've shared to remind me that I'm not in this alone, and we are a community that will continue to uplift and support each other. And I needed that reminder. I'd like to share some of my favorite aha moments, and I even turned these into paintings that hang on my wall in front of my workspace as daily reminders. And I'm going to add one from today. Show up and be about it. Ubuntu, I am because we are. There are only winners and learners. Be bold, be persistent, be audacious. Being colorblind leaves us culture blind. Trust that you have earned your opportunities. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. That one is smack dab in the middle of my wall as a constant reminder to push past the fear and go for what I want. I vow to all of you that 2021 will bring positive change inside and out that will manifest from me. And with that, and with what I have gained from this program and all of the inspiring moments I have shared with you and my amazing mentor, Miss Nikki Clay, I no longer feel scared. I feel excited and I feel hopeful. So thank you.
That was so wonderful. Thank you, Danielle. Can you send us that list of your ahas? And of course, I'm dying to see your paintings too. So wonderful. Thank you, Alondra, Arabia, and Danielle. Thank you for what you have put into this program, for how you have shown up every day and tonight. And we at LEAD look forward to cheering you on. So thank you. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our board vice chair, Idara Oginsaju, who is department administrator at Kaiser Permanente and a 2017 graduate of our LEAD Impact program. Idara is also a mentor in advance and a speaker in this program, and she is a passionate advocate for women in leadership. Idara will recognize each member of the class, and we're going to spotlight you for a moment. It's my pleasure to welcome you, Idara.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth, and congratulations, everyone. I have the honor of announcing the Advanced 2020 graduating class. And as I announce your name, you'll be highlighted on the camera. So make sure you have your cameras on, family and friends with you in view, and be ready to celebrate. Okay, here we go. For Advanced Class of 2020, we have Price Adams, Megan Adcock, Alondra Alvarado, Christina Arnold,
Yay, Alondra!
Valerie Atisha,
Yay, Val!
Jody Brittman, Jennifer Bustamante, Elizabeth Cabinaro, Alif Kateen, Isabel Cheradia, Sheila Kobian, Yana Dang, Kelly Frisch, Essie Horn, Lisa Kelly, Natalie Kosis, Kathy Lloyd Bowerly,
Yay, Kathy.
Corey Marshall, Maria Martinez, should say Maria Martinez, Kimberly Mueller, Marilee Neal, Krista Nielsen, Tessa Norton, Erin Peak, Kia Pollard, Danielle Prince, Elizabeth Ramirez, Jessica Ripper, Jessica Diaz Roman, Heather Rossetti, Jasmine Sadler, Arabia Shanklin, Tiana Sniffen, Jesse Stein, Sarah Thompson,
Yay, Sarah! Woo!
Candice Woe, Christiana Wolf. Congratulations, advanced class of 2020. May this be just the beginning of your leadership journey. All right, and with that, I will hand it back. Congratulations all.
Thank you all for being here. Thank you to our mentors, to our board members, and mostly to the women of Advance. You all are an inspiration, and we wish you just the absolute best, and we'll be following you, and we love you. Take care.